Motherhood shirt right now?
I am.
Oh, look at you. Represent.
Hey guys.
Hey.
Let me change this view. I think this one works better. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that one better too.
So,
Change of plans.
Change of plans. I know. So I just posted, if you haven't seen, I like to joke about stuff, but we were going to go live today to talk about our births, postpartum stories, like top, things that we took away from it that can help other moms. So, however, we planned this, I don't know, a week or two ago, and things have drastically changed since then.
Hey, Tanya.
And the world is a little cray cray right now. So we, right before this, Wendy and I touched base, and we're like, so what do you, like touch base on what we're going to talk about and all that. And then we were like, it just feels weird to talk about, even though, like I said in my post that we wanted to take people's minds off of it, it still feels weird. It's like we have to address the elephant in the room. And we told you guys, at the very beginning that we would also share, health and wellness tips. That's kind of more Wendy's side of things. So I don't know. We don't have a plan. We're just going to talk. If you guys are here, want to join us and just have a live chat and just talk through fears, concerns, questions, we'll share some stuff that we're doing. I just kind of wing it.
Yeah, I think I'm a very glass half full kind of person, where I'm like, panicking is worse and don't freak out. Not that I'm panicked now or I'm not concerned now, but I'll be honest, hearing the president talk about address the state of where we are, and hearing about like the NBA season being postponed or canceled, or I don't even know what the exact ruling was, but that kind of, was like, oh, wait, what the heck is going on? I still don't think that there's a need for me to panic. Like, I don't feel like my family is at a risk. Thank you, Jenny. Yeah, I don't feel like my family's at risk. Obviously, I'm concerned for other people who their families do have health issues. But it's all everyone's talking about. So we can't not address the fact that we're moms and we have kids, and moms worry more than most people anyway. So I just feel like we should just talk about it. Hi, Lisa.
Yeah. So again, we don't have an agenda. So anybody want to bring anything up, but I will share. There's a couple things that we did kind of talk through that we should kind of mention. The other day I shared like my morning routine for my kids to keep them healthy and not related to Corona stuff, but something I do every single day, and I'm like super religious about it. His teacher commented about it the other day and wants me to kind of tell the other parents in the class about it to keep them, because that age, 3 years old, is just nasty kids. Literally every morning, and the kids always say, I put their essential oil on their back, and we do like a little prayer, and we say, keep all germs away from Jameson. Amen. So we've always been doing this. So I'm going to keep doing the same thing I've been doing, which is every single morning the kids get, and maybe I can try and post like pictures in here of what it looks like, what the products are, but I can grab them actually too later a little bit, but it's powder, vitamin C powder. So it's just a bottle of vitamin C. You take like a quarter spoonful and put it in their drink, whatever they're having in the morning.
And there's powder and there's liquid. I have the liquid version.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And then of course there's pills too, but kids are not going to do that. But you can totally do that as an adult too. It's not kid specific. So vitamin C every morning. And then I have this essential oil that I love from Plant Therapy called Immune Boom that I've been using. And you just, I actually just bought it right now. They have a roller blend.
It's comparable to like Young Living Thieves, right? Is it?
Well, yes, but the Plant Therapy has this, I feel like they address the whole adult kid thing a little bit different. And they're very like cautious, like this is not for kids, or so they have an Immune Boom kind of thing for adults, but it's not for kids. But yeah, I mean, essentially it's just like a germ fighter kind of thing. And so I put that on their spine every morning. And then we have a multivitamin that has a probiotic with it every single morning, just like a little gummy that they love. And then, of course, we do elderberry, but when we sell elderberry, and we'll talk a little bit about where we are with that. But elderberry, the only thing I wanted to point out is you don't drink that every single day because your body can kind of get immune to it and used to it. And so only when you're kind of having some symptoms of something coming down. So, yeah, that's what I do every morning. I mean, have I changed anything other than washing their hands more frequently? I mean, I don't know, these public schools with my oldest makes me a little nervous that they probably don't wash their hands like they should. Someone posted the other day not in the elementary school here, but I think it was like the high school, that there was no soap in the bathrooms. I was like, sounds about right. So not gonna lie, that makes it, but I think in general, if we look at the facts, no kids have been infected with this, no kids have died. Like, I feel like kids
but it's like 0.01% or something like that, like of kids that are, and no kids that I have read anything. And I am a little bit of a news nerd. It's really unhealthy, actually, how much I watch and listen to news stuff lately. Yeah, so I haven't read any stories about any children that have, been critical. And there's actually a few articles that have come out saying that this virus is like completely missing like children, and like scientists don't know why.
Yeah, like, I saw that.
Kids are like, you saw that article?
Yeah.
And I feel like that more than anything should keep moms make you feel a little bit better. That's the thing, like obviously we're concerned about, our parents that are older and our grandparents and stuff, but I don't even know if I should say this, but I'm just going to say it because it's just what I'm thinking, is I would be more concerned about this is like drastically affecting children who haven't lived their full life, rather than
mean that we don't care about elderly.
Yes, that doesn't mean that we don't care, but I feel like it should give us a little bit of peace in knowing that our children will be okay. Mm-hmm. Like I think all of us feel the same way. Like we'd rather ourselves get it than our kids get it. You know what I mean? And I think that's a little bit of peace in knowing that children are, for some reason, thank God, are not being affected by it. Yeah. But my thing, and I guess I'd love to hear like some of the ladies that are watching, like your comments. Like, are you guys preparing? Like, are you guys concerned?
Yeah, I think like one of the things that I'm concerned about is being, I don't even know how to say this word, quarantined. Let's just put it out there.
Just do it. Cause I texted you this yesterday.
Huh?
I texted you this yesterday of my biggest fear.
Ain't nobody, let's say it together. Ain't nobody won't stay home
with your kids
for 30 days.
For 30 days? No. That's just
not healthy for anybody.
No, man. You know
So
what?
that is
though?
my biggest fear.
Yeah, that's like my like a toddler in a house for 30 days, like a wild, active boys. Lord help us all. I don't know.
Yeah, because that's what I see. Because I have a friend that her mom lives in Italy, so I see some of the stuff that's happening there, and I'm like, I
I
mean,
did read an article yesterday, I think it was, that talked about how, and I guess this is just like a positive, like spin on being quarantined, is they feel like their family got closer.
mm,
They played games. They were talked to their friends because they weren't so busy in the rush of like work and activities and this. Like they actually connected with
someone,
their neighbors. Like
yeah,
again,
someone said this, which I feel like it could be a little bit of a reach, but someone said, maybe this is for us to slow down. I'm like,
um,
a little reach, but I can see all these things. I I think one of the things that I have been doing is, so last night, literally, this is how you can see the power of our mind and how powerful it is and how fear can take over. My husband has not been, he's just been like, whatever. And he works with people. He's a barber, so he's touching people all the time. But I mean, he's not like whatever, like this is stupid, but just like he has his, he washes his hands and all that. And he uses gloves. But then yesterday, I don't know. Oh, the NBA being the whole season being canceled is what kind of freaked him out. He's like, the whole season, all the like he just kind of got nervous. And I literally saw it go like this downhill really quick because then he started watching a whole bunch of stuff he wasn't watching before, and literally, I'm not even kidding, he started feeling sick. He had to take elderberry last night. This morning he was leaving for work. He's like, I don't even feel good. And I'm like, do you see how you can like literally create this? And if your thoughts create your reality. So if you keep saying, I'm sick, I don't feel sick, I don't feel good, which is what he kept saying, it's exactly what happened. So I'm just saying, like, and I know you've heard this, like fear lowers your immune system. So you have to.
and stress lowers your immune system.
Yeah. I don't know. I think I try. What I've been doing is like, I notice that when I start watching too many things and reading too many things of people's posts, like what I've been doing is snoozing. Last night, me and Wendy were like, a couple people, we already snoozed.
Yeah, the people who are like creating their bunkers down in their like basements and like
Or
prepping, like it's a zombie apocalypse type people. I'm snoozing them for 30 days because I don't need that negativity in my life. Like,
or just
not that they're overreacting, because we don't know at the end of the day like how horrible this could get, and it's possible because nobody knows. But at the same time, we don't need to get to that level mentally, because then everybody's gonna freak out.
Yeah, I think that's like, some people have posted things that are like like opinionated stuff or things they've heard. Like my grandmother's father's uncle's brother, so supposedly got, like, okay, that's we gon' no. Because if you know this about me, I like facts. I like data. You need to show me, I don't go by what I hear, because that's where you get like really worried. So show me the facts, show me the data. That's what I'm going to go off of. But it's funny because like yesterday I was thinking, you see how Tom Hanks and his wife, and it was like breaking news. And then I started thinking, I'm like, man, and I know we can go all into how this is different from the flu, but I'm like, would they ever be like, breaking news, Tom Hanks has the flu? Like, whoa, that would be really, really weird. And I know we can go on into how this is different, blah, blah, blah. And I'm not getting into that, but I would be like, that would be very weird for that to be breaking news. So that's how I kind of took that last night. I mean, granted, he's in Australia, point that out. He's not in the United States and he's being quarantined and can't come back or whatever. But yeah. And what was the other thing I was going to say? I can't remember. But so a couple things that if you want to talk to me about.
There's some comments here. Iganya, we had a cruise scheduled for next week and we had to cancel it because of the fear of being quarantined. Yeah, I think that's like, I wouldn't be afraid to go on a cruise at all. My thing is, oh, do I have somebody to take care of my kids if I do get quarantined on the ship? And that's, and like, and again, that's like part, like, I am not fearful for myself. Cause I know I'm a healthy person. I eat decent. I eat decent. And so like, God forbid, even if I did get it, I know I will recover just fine because in my age group, the the mortality rate is like still at, I think it's less than 1% for our age group for like under 40. I think it's maybe 1%. So I have a 99%.
But we're only hearing one. We're only hearing
the 1% of death. And it's like, no, flip that. We have a 99% chance that we will recover fine. Think of it that way. So I think that's like, I agree with Iganya. That's like the fear is like being quarantined on the boat and being in those little ass rooms with your husband. Let's be real. I don't know how marriages are surviving. And like, I was talking to Ryan about it this weekend and he's like, they should have like either a divorce attorney and a marriage counselor on the boat. Like fly them in and Skype them in because how the hell are you going to be quarantining them small ass rooms with somebody for 30 days and like come out?
Yeah. Totally not worth it. Yeah. But there was somebody that posted, because again, the things that are coming out of Italy is what's scaring people. But someone like in one of the groups that I am, she's in Italy, she's quarantined in her house, and she was like, it's honestly not, she was like, it's honestly not that bad, meaning like we're just sitting at home, she said. She said we can go to specific places, but we need like a form or something saying that we're like, if you have to go to work, you just take a form or something like that. I don't even know how that would work here because we don't have enough, like, how would they be tracking like who's leaving the house? But anyway, so she was like, it's really not that bad in terms of like, you just have to stay home and you have to ask permission to go like to grocery stores. Like, it's just like, I don't know, the way she said it, it was like, yeah, staying home sucks, but that's all we're doing is just staying home. But
Lisa said, I'm honestly concerned about that, the mandatory quarantine, not prepared for that at all. Yeah,
I don't know how to prepare either.
Don't buy up all the toilet paper and leave some for other people. That's one thing.
Because that's not a symptom. I mean, I get it.
I think it's because like if you're home, that's what I'm thinking. I don't know why they'd be clearing the shelves of toilet paper, but I'm thinking like if you're quarantined for 30 days, you need toilet paper.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know how much stuff to buy either.
I think it's like non-perishables and like freezer type stuff is like the way that you'd prepare now, like, and just like, because you can't really buy like fruits because you don't know if and when it's even ever going to happen. But if you have non-perishable stuff,
yeah,
that's really what it comes down to is non-perishable stuff and toilet paper to wash, to clean your ass. And Lisa said, I'm worried for the economy. That is definitely my biggest worry too, is the economy.
These interest rates are crazy low. I have a friend who talked to yesterday.
The gas, I just saw is $2.05 a gallon here. I know my mother-in-law, she lives in Tennessee. It's been way under $2 there. I think they were like 180 something a gallon up there.
I think people have to, and of course that's what happens. We're like panicked over here. Mm-hmm. No one's paying attention to what's happening here.
Yeah.
And like a friend of ours yesterday, he's like, I'm already in the process of refinancing my house. Like literally yesterday, I'm like, so I fear, I've seen a lot of people like in these groups that I'm a part of too, business type of groups, saying they've lost their job because I guess someone said they lost their job because they feared that they had the coronavirus, which I don't even know how that's legal, but whatever. There's just all these little things of people losing jobs. I mean, there's little things you don't think about. Like yesterday, my husband's like, well, if you had corona, I would just send you to a hotel. And I'm like, okay, so first of all, you're going to stay here with these kids. All right. Well, okay. And then second of all,
Send me on that vacation.
Thankfully, I mean, he has a flexible job, but let's just say he had like a 9 to 5 typical like corporate job. I have to be away from the family. So then that means he has to be out of work when he's not getting paid. And then he has to stay with the kids. So it's like,
yeah, I think that there's a lot. Like the economy, yes, and like my mom. I talked to my mom. I think it was yesterday, the day before, and she's like, I don't know if I should take my money out. And I'm like, don't take it out because it's gonna go back. Yes, it's dropping, but it's gonna go back up. Like we know that this is eventually gonna be over, and it's gonna go back on. That's one as far as like the economy is concerned. My concern is small businesses. So small businesses that have to shut down. That's their livelihood. That is, they don't have PTO. If they don't have a savings, like they're screwed. And something that I read, I don't remember because it's all like a blur at this point, is try to support your small businesses now in whatever way you can. And one thing that I read was buy a gift card from your small business now that you can use later, just so that they get the funds now that they need to sustain themselves if they should have to close, and I think, and that's the thing, like these big corporations, let's be real. If it's like I read somewhere that they're thinking of like, not bailing out, but like some kind of like a tax incentive for like the hotel and the cruise industry. So they'll be just fine. Those CEOs, they'll be just fine. The mom and pop businesses, those are the ones that we really got to worry about and rally around. And that's why I'm always been a big proponent on shop local, support your small businesses, because that's all they got. And so
nobody's gonna come save them.
No, nobody's gonna bail them out and save them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. How much is it that because Wendy came from the hotel industry, how much have they lost?
This was like, I used to work at like a big hotel on South Beach, and this was last weekend. They were at $7 million in losses already, and that's in like conventions being canceled, and just events being canceled. So that's one hotel lost $7 million so far. And I'm sure
people and the employees are worried about.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, yes, the hotel lost $7 million, but you also have to factor in that hotel business. January, February, March, April are like their prime time when they make the most money. The servers make the most money. The housekeepers, they make the most money. Valet guys make the most money during these months. So if all these conventions are canceled, guess what? They're not working. They don't have the hours. They're not making any money. So it's like it sucks on all fronts.
Yeah. If people are not going out to eat, then waitresses are not making money. Mm-hmm. Like I'm just yesterday. I mean, I think one of the things that everybody should practice, and I've been doing this for a long time, but more than ever when it's like a situation that's scary like this, is practicing gratitude and gratefulness. So last night I was like, I'm so thankful I get to work from home every day. We don't have to go in and like, one, we don't have to go into places where there's a lot of people, but also we don't have to worry about this PTO crap, like asking for PTO and all that stuff. I'm so thankful for that. I'm thankful we have money saved up if something happened. I'm thankful we just have flexible, situations.
I'm super thankful.
We can leave our kids home without a problem. It's just don't want to be with them, but it happens. So I don't know. That's what I was trying to think of, the great. And it was this post that was really good, which was basically, can we flip this and talk about all the good that has come from this? Because when there is a situation like this, you have to try and look at the positive. And so when I was reading it, it was making me really happy.
Read good things. Yes. Yeah. I mean, it's hard not to read because you want to be aware and you want to know what's going on. But after you read something bad, maybe like look up some pictures of puppies or something. I don't know, to just make yourself feel better. But I agree. I'm very thankful that I work my day job. I get to work from home. And so my job more than likely probably won't be interrupted. But I think one positive, and I felt like this for years, because even my job when I was in the hotel industry, I'm like, we don't have to be here. Like what I used to do, I used to sell conventions and sell meetings and conventions in hotels. And I'm like, we don't have to be here unless we have a client in-house. Why can't I do this job from home? So I think that a lot of companies are going to realize that, number one, you save on overhead because you don't have to pay for this space. And number two, if somebody's not doing their job because you're afraid, because you have control issues and you're afraid that they're not working from home, that's going to show. But I think that hopefully this like shows the fact that people can work from home.
Yeah, that's exactly what that thread was about. Like that companies are realizing that this is actually a possibility. I feel like Florida's really big on remote work. Yeah, but I think other states can kind of follow suit. And I forgot what I was going to say. But so the small business thing, can you talk about how that's affecting you as?
Oh, yes. Oh my gosh, it's so crazy. So
you don't even think about these things.
No, you don't think, because you don't think it's going to affect you. And I mean, I don't have a storefront, so I'm like, oh, how could it possibly affect me? So I sell elderberry syrup and all that stuff. And I ran out of my elderberry bottles. And so I had to place an order. And they were out of stock. They were on back order because more than likely their bottles come from China. So that affected my business in that, like, oh crap, like I can't take as many orders right now. I can't promote that I sell elderberry syrup when it's like, so I had to wait an extra week because they had to fill my order from Seattle versus Tennessee, where it's normally filled from. And again, those little things that you don't realize that, this is affecting in all different.
Yeah. But so she does have a super cool, you still have that promo, right?
Yeah, I do still have the promo.
Yeah, which the
and I wasn't trying to be like it's my sense of humor, and I actually had to talk to Jenny about this beforehand because I'm like, is this like I don't want to offend people because the promo code is CoronaWay. But so it's not like I'm trying to take it lightly or make fun of it at all. But at the same time, it's like, we can only do what we can do. And you hear it all the time. The only thing we can do is wash our hands, sanitize areas, and
stay away from large crowds.
Large crowds, and boost your immune system. And the way to boost your immune system, one of the best ways, is with elderberry syrup, besides, vitamin C. So,
so she still can take orders. We just can't ship out until
they won't be sold till Wednesday.
Yeah. So
Wednesday. So yeah, I mean, if you want, feel free to place your order. I still have the promo code CoronaWay. We'll post it down in the comments if you wanted to place an order for elderberry syrup.
And if you're still looking for hand sanitizer, which, oh my God, Lisa, I saw this comment somewhere. I don't even know who it was, but it was hilarious. I almost died when, I don't know if it's still the same that people can't find hand sanitizer. Yeah. But Lisa said, she's like, I found hand sanitizer at the Five Below store, was it? Or whatever kind of store. It was a small hand sanitizer inside like a Marvel toy. I don't know if it's still like you can't find it, but the point is we sell hand sanitizer. So go on our website. We do have hand sanitizer. You can actually make it pretty easily.
Oh my God. So before you go into making hand sanitizer, I saw a story that said that Tito's Vodka had to put out a statement because people were saying that you can make hand sanitizer with your Tito's Vodka. And Tito's Vodka was like, no. You cannot make hand sanitizer with Tito's Vodka. You could, drink it if you're stressed out, but you can't it has to be a certain alcohol content
level
to be, to be at, to be able to. I actually have a bottle. Hold on, let me see.
That's funny. But yeah, so if you're looking for some, but I make my own.
This is what you would need to be actually able to make this. So this is grain alcohol, and it's 153 proof. So Tito's vodka, I think it's maybe 30 proof. I'm not even 100% sure, so don't quote me on that. But this is 153 proof. So this is like up there where you'll actually be killing, you know, all those germs and stuff. So that, yeah, if you're using alcohol, you have to use a high proof alcohol to be able to make hand sanitizer with it. But you can make hand sanitizer. There are recipes. You do need like a good essential oil. I use Thieves in my essential oil as my essential oil, or like Immune Boom. I'm sure you can probably use that as an alternative. And it's I could post a recipe down below as well. And it's basically water, witch hazel, essential oils. I'll post the recipe below, but it's really simple. So you can actually make it yourself with oil. So I would highly recommend. I use Young Living, but that's just because I've used Young Living for years. I know people don't like the whole multi-level marketing thing. I don't mind it because I love supporting small businesses. And to me, I'm supporting my sister-in-law and that she makes money off of it. And I love that I support and she gets an income from stuff that I was going to buy anyway. But yes, it is higher price. And there are other essential oils companies that you can support that don't have the multi-level marketing aspect of it. Jenny uses Plant Therapy. I use Plant Therapy too. If Young Living, if I can't get Young Living, I'll use Plant Therapy. You can get it on Amazon or on their website. They have free shipping, and it's great quality oils. I'd highly recommend go and at least that. If you can't get hand sanitizer, go and get some Immune Boom. Throw it in a little bottle with some water, shake it up, and spray it on your kid's hands. Spray it all. It'll do the same thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I switched over to Plant Therapy because my ass is cheap. Which actually no, I'm practicing
money mindset.
If I know this is unrelated, but if you have not read this book, Life Changing, check it out. But I catch myself saying things all the time. Yes, I switched over to Plant Therapy because I like high quality, and the quality. That's one thing about essential oils. Don't go buy stuff at Walgreens.
Don't buy. Yes, don't do it.
Or Walmart. It's not the same. So if you look at the reports and research, my damn dog, it shows that Plant Therapy is still high quality, but they are able to keep their prices really low because they don't have that
the
system.
Marketing killer for all the multi-level.
Because they have to pay all those people. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So no, thank you. But this is Immune Boom here. They have this for adults, and then I just bought it today. Because if you see, this is like, you have to pour it out. They have a roller. Like a roller that you just put on the spine. So that's what I bought today. And this was like $10. And then Young Living has Thieves, which I'm sure people have heard about that you can literally clean your entire house with it. It's amazing. This is the same thing. It's called Germ Fighter. But the cool thing about, and this is what I use to make the hand sanitizer or to clean the house. But the cool thing about Young Living is they have a Thieves cleaner already. Mm-hmm. So it's already prepared because you use like witch hazel and all that. You can make it, but super convenient. This is the vitamins that I use. I'm sure they have this probably a little bit. They have like an organic option. So that's probably a little bit better. I didn't buy the organic option this time, but this is what I use for the kids that they love. They call it Candy. And then this is the vitamin C that I use for the kids, just a powder, but I might check out the liquid option.
I have my liquid.
Maybe capsules for myself is what I would do. So like vitamin C, vitamin D, go outside.
This is the liquid.
And get vitamin D.
I don't do it every day. Thankfully, Jacob is at a home daycare during the day. And we've just been really blessed that he is a very healthy kid, and he doesn't really get sick. He's probably been sick. He's 2.5. He'll be 3 in June. Gosh, he'll be 3. That's crazy. And he's probably been sick maybe, I want to say 3 times, 2 to 3 times. So I don't really I don't have like a daily regimen for him. Jameson, Jenny's little one, he does tend to get sick a little bit more often. So I would totally
one,
regimen.
he has 22 kids in his class, and like Wendy only has like 5.
He has 5 kids. Yeah,
that's amazing.
The germs are not. Yeah,
I love home. My kids were both in a home daycare when they were little too. But what was I gonna say? I was listening.
It's kind of similar to what Jenny does when I feel like Jacob is. So when he has like a runny nose, or like this morning, he had like a little bit of a cough this morning, and he's funny because he knows already. Like as soon as he coughs, he's like, "Mommy, I coughing. I need medicine." All right, and I go to get the elderberry, and he takes a little bit elderberry in the morning, and then I do similar. I do, but I have like roller blend. It's on our website. It's called Little One's Immune Boosting Blend. And so I use that blend, and I roll it down his spine as well. And then I also roll it on the bottom of his feet if he's going to put socks on that day. So I usually do elderberry syrup, the roller bottle, and then he has a little diffuser in his room. And so if it's more like, if I see like it's actually like turning into something, I'll usually run the diffuser at night in his room.
Yeah, diffusers are awesome. Yeah. Yeah, so that's kind of what we're doing to stay healthy. And then let's not forget about ourselves either. To stay healthy.
And I think part of it, and something that I think was it Ganya said, telling our kids to wash our hands and counting the 20 seconds while we wash our hands, which they think is fun. I think that's part of it is our kids see how we're reacting to things. So if we're freaking out, they're going to freak out. And like, we don't want to do that to them, you know? So like, try to read less. If you don't have to read anything about it, try not to read out it. But of course you still want to stay informed. I think I have a friend that she posted that her son came home in tears because these kids were telling him that like pretty much everybody was going to die. So I feel like we probably have to have those conversations. And I mean, my son's 3, so he doesn't know any better. But if your kids are older, just like making them aware, like it's okay. We just have to wash our hands, and just kind of like informing them of what's going on.
Yeah, that's a really good point. Jackson hasn't come home and said anything. I think he's still a little too young, and I don't think anybody's talking about that there. But luckily, he's his. Well, I don't know. Things can change so drastically. But
it was Ashley, and her son is Jackson's age.
Oh wow, no, thank God, because Jackson he's very fearful and cautious about stuff. But
yeah,
but he's there in Florida. They're off starting tomorrow, and then through all of next week. So.
I read that that people are thinking that they're just going to shut down after spring break. So, I mean, again,
I have a flight next week, and I told him, I was like, things can drastically change by next week. But this is like really random, but like, I don't even know. They banned flights to Europe, right? But not to the UK. No. And the UK has actually had more. So I don't know. Yeah.
The one thing that I'm looking forward to, I must say, is, and they talked about that the president is considering suspending payroll taxes.
Payroll taxes.
So that's basically an extra 12%, like to stimulate the economy. So pray for that, because I'm sure we could all use an extra 12% in our paycheck. So that would be awesome. And I know that they did say that they got all insurance companies to agree to waive any copay associated with corona testing.
Just the test, but not the recovery.
No, that's part. They have it included in their. Now they have to cover all corona.
But the testing or the entire recovery?
The entire recovery.
I heard it was just the testing.
As of yesterday, and all basically corona treatment has to be covered under your insurance now.
But this is where, and we can get so much into, I'm confused with this testing stuff too, because like Dr. Oz comes out and says, you're feeling sick, you think like flu-like symptoms or whatever, stay home. Don't go to the hospital and infect these hospitals, right? And try and get tested. So then if I stay home because I feel like, oh, I don't know what it is, but it feels like flu-like symptoms, and I actually have coronavirus, no one would ever know.
No. And so that's something that
so many people probably have it, or we don't.
Exactly, and that's something that it's somebody I saw somebody post, and I'm like, I kind of find that as a little bit of a positive, because if you think about it, if more people have it than we're aware of, we're recovering, that means that the mortality rate is grossly inaccurate and it's a lot lower. So I think right now the latest was the mortality rate went up to like 3% mortality. Again, flip that mindset, 97% chance to be just fine. But 3%, but again, like you said, not everybody's being tested. So
the testing part is where I'm getting confused. And Dr. Oz is like God. So when he came out and said that, people are just like, and I mean, it makes sense what he's saying. Don't go and like infect more people, stay home. But then stay home, then am I infecting my family? Like, I'm so confused. So much. I just hope that we don't have to deal with any of this. Looking at facts and numbers, I don't know what the chances are now of you infecting it. Is that something that's been out there? What's the chance of you actually getting this? That's something to look into as well. Like the flu, the chances of you getting it what was it? It's actually very rare, even though it seems like everybody has got the flu at least once. But
I mean, the flu is, I think it's so far this year, 2020, the flu has killed like 18,000 people. And the US right now for corona is at 22. So just put that in perspective. I think the biggest fear is just the spread of it, and not the mortality rate of it.
Spread of it.
Right. So
like everybody,
so 18,000 people in 3 months have died of the flu, and 22 people so far of coronavirus. Again, yes, it could get worse, but like right now, facts over fears. We'll be okay. I'm not gonna lie, I'm probably gonna like buy an extra roll of paper towel or toilet paper just in case. But we won't know. We won't. I don't know. I just don't. Yeah.
I think just normal precautions, like maybe kind of like in Florida when we have like a hurricane, like just
don't buy all the bottles of water. I don't understand why. It's not a hurricane. You'll have water in your fridge still.
It's always this herd. A couple people are doing it and everybody else does it, and there's like no thinking. Literally what it is. If you live in Florida, you will understand this with the hurricanes. It's just hilarious with the gas and the this and normal precautions. But we are here if we'll end this, and if you guys have questions for us,
we'll post pictures of everything that we use in the comments. I'll post the recipe for DIY hand sanitizer. And like the different oils that you can use from different companies. And of course, I'll post the promo code for CoronaWay, but just, be aware that it won't ship till early next week. But yeah, just facts over fears. Let's all chill out, not freak out, not freak our kids out. And I think we'll all be okay.
And just kind of, hopefully we can get through this a lot quicker.
Yeah. You know what's actually something that I was thinking of is like, oh, you know what? If God forbid it, we were all quarantined and stuff, I probably should get my neighbors' numbers, like in case like, hey, I ran out of toilet paper. Can I grab a roll? So that's good. We're actually going to have to get out and meet our neighbors. That's a positive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't think that ever happened
right now.
I'm in a brand new neighborhood, but they're actually really friendly. But they're all anyway. What I was gonna say something about what Wow, I'm like really just today is not just things are not clicking.
Well, I think a lot happened. Mercury retrograde just ended on Tuesday. There was a full moon this week. I think
the
everything
time change has really affected. I'm like, I don't remember it being so dark in the morning, but like I don't understand.
Yeah,
like when the kids wake up at 7, I'm like, it feels like it's 5.
Yeah, I think we're all and all of this news is coming out, so I think we're all kind of just like a little bit out of whack. But we'll be here, and if we're quarantined, let's just make a big, huge live and just all like have some wine while our kids are running around in the background going nuts.
Yeah.
Oh, that'll be.
Yeah, but I will say, like, when I went to church last week, was it, or 2 weeks ago? Like, the pastor's like, God ain't worried about no coronavirus. He ain't sitting on his throne worried about it, so we shouldn't be either. So last night I prayed, and and I was like, if you believe in God and you have faith, then you really shouldn't be worried. So I prayed last night because honestly, God is powerful enough to,
I'm just like, and when I was praying last night, I was praying, obviously like for ourselves to keep us safe, but I was more praying for other people, like for people's fears and panics to lessen, for those who are immune compromised or immunocompromised or the older generation. I was praying for them because I know we'll be just fine.
We'll be fine.
We'll be fine.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, guys. Thanks for joining us. We will still at some point talk about what we've been wanting to talk about, which is what kind of led us to, our business and our birth stories and all that. But we're going to just go with the flow, go with kind of the just talk about what's happening right now. And just
I mean, we have all of these plans, but at the end of the day, shit happens, and we're real people, humans that worry, and so we're moms with you guys, and so we want to talk about what we're worried about too.
Yeah.
Do we have expert next week? Do we know that yet? Or
oh yeah, we no, not 100% yet. Okay. We have a whole list of but we'll figure out what the best, because we don't even know what next week is going to look like. It's this changed so much in like a couple days that who knows what's going to happen next week. All right. Well, thanks guys for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for being with us, and feel free to go off in the comments. We'll be in there too, and let us know if you're preparing. Yeah, sounds good.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.